Hi, it's Nalini, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about humanity, sort of what it is. Now, we may all think we know the answer to that. Energetically, from an expanded perspective, it's hard to know what words to use. The concept of humanity is a collective consciousness. So one could say humanity is the collective. Now we say we're trying to be more human or more humane, which is a really odd contradiction in terms a lot of the time. We say that we want to, fully realize our humanity. I'm going to disagree. I don't necessarily disagree 100%, but I'm going to disagree here for the purposes of this point, is that humanity functions as a collective, a mental, emotional, energetic, vibrational, those are the important points, collective. It is important as we awaken, as we become fully embodied, conscious emissaries of the divine, which is really what we're all here to do, whether we realize it or not. We're here to ladle light in the way that is most efficient for us to do so. It is unique. As this happens, we must unplug, untether ourselves from the ways that we are woven into this collective consciousness. Now, does that mean isolate and be away from everything? Well, sometimes it does. Sometimes that helps. But isolation and solitude, isolation and a higher vibration are not the same thing. What is important is to recognize that sort of the human collective is this energetic weave, this energetic soup, and it's full of everything, literally everything, because source is everything. There's a way where consciousness is all kind of doing this at the moment, but there's this other stream. You could say it's above it. It's at a different frequency. It's this lovely blue, white, aquamarine gold. It's lovely. And we can choose to, not just aspire to and hope for. Those things won't get you very far. We can choose to be in that stream, that bit stream, if you will, that stream of light, of photons, even they run through our neurons, they run through our neural nets and our aura. Those are correspondences. They hold the same energies. This runs through everything on our world, and we can lift ourselves. We can raise our vibration by cleaning up our act, practicing mental and emotional hygiene, doing what works for us, scheduling self-care, doing what really works for our being uniquely. That includes movement, it includes what we eat. And there are no hard and fast rules. It's time to let those go. Some things are better for the planet, sure. Some things are better for us, sure. But everything comes down to consciousness. How do we live consciously? And that will show you immediately how you're tethered into the collective, how you're woven in, and whether that actually works for you or not. Now, you might think it does. Fitting in is a big deal to an ego. To consciousness, it's laughable. You can hear the laughter in the divine bleacher seats, right? Like, what? Fitting into what? The all is everything. Quantum entanglement tells us that. Science is starting this much to catch up. There's a way where we need to not identify with the human collective, the thing called humanity. Does it mean we're not wearing a human body? Of course not. Does it mean we're not human? Well, it's a role we're playing. It doesn't mean any of the things we might think it does. What's important is the energy, and understanding that in order to be that unique filament of light, that spark, whatever you want to call it, we need to find what works for us and unplug from what is a collective miasm, what is an energy field that has parts in it that are not great for us, maybe okay, sometimes toxic, sometimes really, death-giving, not life-giving. But let ourselves find that buoyancy, that resonance that we are, and find that stream. That source will carry us through. It's the sweet spot in her waves. And to realize that the concept, it is a concept, it is a definition, it is a box and a label of humanity, is an energy field. And we need to be more conscious about how we participate with it, outside of it, within it. It's fun. You'll see. Namaste.